In Lebanon, on the structure of a temple, some stones have been placed that astonish the human mind. Each stone weighs as much as 3 blue whales, and surprisingly, they were not only cut with great expertise into a single piece, but also transported from a distance of 1.5 kilometers, all thousands of years ago. But the mystery is that, until today, no civilization has existed that is known for cutting such large stones. Could there have been a civilization in history that possessed knowledge that we do not have today? To investigate these stones, a team of German archaeologists began excavating at the quarry from where these stones were brought. Even today, an incomplete stone lies there, weighing around 1,200 tons, which is roughly the weight of 4 Boeing 747s. After excavating the site, archaeologists found some evidence underground that is hard to believe. Welcome back to Discover TV's videos. In the east of Lebanon's Bekaa Valley lies a city called Baalbek, known for its Roman Empire ruins that tourists visit. However, the interesting thing is that the ruins seen from above are from the Roman Empire era, but below, archaeology has uncovered some evidence that has no connection to the Roman Empire, at least not yet. Here is a temple built by the ancient Romans called the Temple of Jupiter. This temple remains an exemplary representation of Roman Empire architecture and craftsmanship. However, beneath the construction of the temple, the foundations of much larger stones have been found. At first, it was believed that these stones were not single pieces, but were small stones expertly joined to appear as one. However, after several tests, it was confirmed that these stones are, in fact, one single giant stone. These stones were later lifted to a height of 30 feet, which may have been done for the first time in human history. To give an idea of the size and weight of these stones, each one weighs 900,000 kilograms, which is 1.5 times heavier than the world's heaviest plane, the Antonov A-225, and 10 times larger than the biggest stones used in the construction of the pyramids of Giza. Despite their enormous size, these stones were somehow transported to this site from nearly 3 kilometers away and then placed on top of the Helio Polis complex blocks, which were then stacked with completed blocks. The precision with which these stones were cut and joined is truly remarkable, especially for that era when modern machinery was unimaginable, as there is no gap even as thin as a piece of paper between them. In Roman structures, the focus was often on beauty. They wanted to showcase their construction skills to the world. However, the mysteries of the Trilithium stones found beneath the Temple of Jupiter raise an important question. If a civilization can accomplish such a monumental feat, why would they hide it? The Romans, who were known for keeping a record of every skill, did not record these efforts in the Trilithium. Instead, they built their temple on an already existing foundation. Moreover, historians point out that the largest cranes the Romans had could only lift 60 tons, making it impossible for them to lift these 900-ton stones. Furthermore, the Romans would create a specific hole in the stones they lifted with cranes, known as the Louis holes, but no such marks are found in the Trilithium stones. This raises the question, who accomplished such a feat with such mastery? Who built the original foundation for the Temple of Jupiter? The second stone used for the finishing of the Temple of Jupiter, placed alongside the Trilithium, suggests that these ancient stones are much older than the Roman Empire, possibly 10,000 years old. What civilization managed to do what even modern technology finds impossible today? This remains a mystery that archaeologists have yet to explain. In Baalbek, not only can one see the Trilithium stones, but there are also many large stones in the Temple of Jupiter's compound. For example, a stone weighing 800 tons near the stairs is not an easy object to move. On the south wall, there are countless blocks weighing between 400 and 800 tons, some above the ground, while others remain beneath it. No one knows how deep these blocks go into the ground. The precision with which they are fitted is extraordinary, with a borderline that is smaller than 1 millimeter. This work appears even more complicated upon inspection, as the surfaces of these stones have unusual marks similar to those left by modern mining machinery. These marks are about 10 feet long and are perfectly parallel to one another. There is no known ancient tool that could create such marks. In ancient China, similar markings have been found on stone blocks in Yanshan, and in Petra, Jordan, similar marks were discovered. These stones in Petra were carved around 2,300 years ago. A comparison of these markings reveals that the technology existed in ancient times that allowed for precise cutting of stones, much like modern machinery. However, historians still have no solid evidence of such technology. Now, let's go to the quarry from where the stones of Baalbek were originally sourced, located about 1.5 kilometers from the Temple of Jupiter. This quarry is a limestone site where half-cut stones still remain, which is quite surprising. These stones are known as the Pregnant Woman Stone. How it got its name is a matter of legend. The Pregnant Woman Stone, measuring 68 feet long, 14 feet high, and 14 feet thick, is estimated to weigh 1,200 tons. The stone lies at an angle, while its bottom still remains connected to the quarry. Whoever carved it left the lower part untouched, perhaps abandoning the task midway. Otherwise, the stone might have been moved to the side of the Temple of Jupiter. Even today, similar marks to those found on the other stones in the temple can be observed on the bottom of the Pregnant Woman Stone.
In Switzerland's Jungfrau Park, a model of the Pregnant Woman Stone has been placed next to models of modern cranes. This demonstrates that if the stone were to be lifted today, it would take around 20 cranes working together. In 2014, an archaeological team excavated the site and discovered that the stone was partially buried underground, and a layer of earth had accumulated on it over time. This layer, about 1 inch thick, takes around 80 to 100 years to form. Based on the old photographs of the Pregnant Woman Stone, it was found to be buried about 10 feet underground, which means that 120 inches of soil must have accumulated over 9,600 years, almost 10,000 years. This suggests that humans of the Stone Age were capable of accomplishing such a challenging task, which seems almost impossible to imagine today. In 2014, further excavation revealed another hidden stone, the Forgotten Stone, weighing an estimated 1,650 tons. This is the largest stone block ever found, and it is still partially embedded in the quarry. No one knows how deep this block goes into the ground, and this remains a mystery for modern scientists, including engineers and archaeologists. The techniques used to cut, transport, and place these stones in precise locations are beyond the capabilities of any known ancient civilization or even modern builders. The journey from the quarry to Baalbek, through rugged mountainous terrain, is not only upward but also very rough. No evidence had been found to suggest that any direct path was built for the transport of these stones. Once these heavy stones reached Baalbek, it is hard to believe how they were placed with such precision. If these stones were not moved by the ancient Romans, could they have been the work of a different civilization? Some theories point to ancient human beings who were much taller and stronger, almost like gods, as mentioned in religious texts like the Bible, Quran, and Hindu scriptures. These humans possess powers that resemble the superhuman abilities seen in fiction. Could it have been these ancient humans who carried out this monumental task? We hope you enjoyed this video from Discover TV. Don't forget to like and share, and thank you for your lovely comments. See you in the next exciting video.